Welcome students for the chemistry lecture. Here you have learned the first unit, that is the phase equilibria, and in that chapter you have studied the phase rule, one component system, two component system, three component system, various phase diagrams with suitable example. Then the next topic that you have learned, that is the thermodynamics, and in that unit you have learned the basic concept of thermodynamics, free energy, Gibbs free energy, Helmholtz free energy, and Gibbs and Helmholtz free energy equation and its applications, problems related to it. And now you are going to learn the third unit, that is the solid state chemistry. And this, after studying this solid state, here you will understand what is the space lattice, what is the lattice sites, lattice planes, unit cell, then laws of crystallography, Wess indices, Miller indices, cubic lattices, types of cubic lattices, planes or faces of the cubic system, then diffraction of X-rays, derivation of Bragg's equation, and determination of crystal structure by Bragg's method. Then the detailed study of NaCl and KCl's crystal structure on the basis of Bragg's equation. All these points you are going to learn in this unit, the solid state chemistry. Okay, and here okay, the unit, our third unit, the solid state chemistry. All of you know the matter exists in three states, and that three states are solid, liquids, and gases. And in addition to the fourth state, it is the plasma. And again, the fifth state of the matter, it is also the Bose-Einstein condensate. Here in this chapter you are going to study in a detail the solids and crystalline solids cubic system. Okay, here these are the varieties of beautiful crystals. These are the varieties of beautiful crystals. Then crystals are so natural and also so beautiful. See, the very beautiful crystal structures are here. These are also the beautiful crystal structures. Okay, then the crystallography. This is the branch of chemistry and it deals with the study of crystals, the study of crystalline solids and the principles that govern their growth, external shape and internal structure. It is studied with the help of crystallography. And crystallography, it is again divided into three sections, that is geometrical crystallography, physical crystallography and chemical crystallography. And here you are concerned with the study of geometrical crystallography in this chapter. Then here, as already I have told you, there is three states of matter, that are solid, liquid, gases. Fourth state, it is the plasma, And the fifth state, it is the Bose-Einstein condensate. In a brief, we will see the characteristics of solid, liquid, gases and plasma. Okay, here in case of solids, the molecules make up a solid are arranged in regular repeating patterns. They are held firmly in place but can vibrate within a limited area. And in case of solids, the van der Waals forces of attraction are greater, and due to this the solids have definite shape, definite size, sharp melting points, definite density, etc. These are the characteristics of solids. Then, in case of liquids, here liquid flow easily around one another. They are kept from flying apart by attraction forces between them, and the liquids they can have any shape in which we contain that liquid. Here in case of liquids, the van der Waals forces of attraction are less as compared to solids. So the liquids have definite volume but not the definite shape. Again, they have definite boiling points due to the less van der Waals forces of attraction in between the liquid molecules. Then, in case of gas, the van der Waals forces are least and they occupy the maximum space which is available for their motion. And all of you know the gas molecules are always in a random motion and they occupy the whole space which is available for their motion. Okay, and again there are less attractive forces in between the gas molecules as compared to liquids, and gases have a low density, low viscosity. And the fourth state, that is the plasma. At the very high temperature of stars, atoms lose their electrons. The mixture of electrons and nuclei that results in the plasma state of matter. Okay, then the fifth state, it is the Bose-Einstein condensate. It is abbreviated as BEC. The fifth state of matter, a state of matter in which separate atoms or subatomic particles cooled to near absolute zero, that is 0 Kelvin or minus 273.15 degree centigrade temperature or minus 459.67 Fahrenheit. Okay, then the coalescence into a single quantum mechanical entity, that is one that can be described by a wave function. On a near microscopic scale, this form of matter was predicted in 1924 by the Albert Einstein on the basis of considerations of Bose. Okay, so this fifth state, it is named as Bose-Einstein's condensate. In this chapter, you are only concerned with the study of solids. Here, the solid state. We are mostly surrounded by solids and we have great use of solids in our daily life. The solid state is the state of matter in which intermolecular force of attraction is very strong and intermolecular space is a very low. Therefore, solids possesses the definite shape and definite volume. This is the characteristic of solids. Then the classification of solids. Solids can be classified on the basis of nature of order present in the arrangement of their constituent particles. Here The solids are classified on the basis of nature of order present in the arrangement of their constituent particles. And all of you know these two types of solids are crystalline solids and amorphous solids. And in case of crystalline solids, there is a systematic, periodic, and a regular arrangement of fundamental units of the solid. And that fundamental units, they are either atoms, ions, or molecule. And depending on the fundamental unit, again we have different types of solids as ionic solids, covalent solids, metallic solids, etc. And in case of amorphous solids, there is a no systematic and a regular arrangement of fundamental units of the solids. Due to irregularity, the amorphous solids, they do not have the regular shape and size. Okay. Then the crystalline solid is a solid which possesses large number of small crystals, each of them having definite characteristic geometrical shape and the arrangement of constituent particles. That means atoms, molecules or ions are perfectly ordered. They consist large number of order, which means that there is a regular pattern of arrangement of particles which repeats itself periodically over the entire crystal. And for example, the crystalline solids are NaCl, that means sodium chloride, magnesium oxide, quartz, etc. Then the amorphous solids are the solids which consist particles of irregular shape. The arrangement of constituent particles, atoms, ions, molecules in such a solid has only short range order. The word amorphous is derived from Greek language and amorphous, which means no form. That means no shape. For example, rubber, plastic, etc. Then the crystalline solid. Crystalline solids are well ordered, have definite arrangement of molecules, atoms or ions. And here this is the diamond. All of you are very well familiar with this is the systematic, periodic and regular arrangement of the atoms in the diamond. Then we can distinguish between the properties of crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Here, the first property we take suppose shape. Then in case of crystalline solids, the crystalline solids they have definite shape, and in case of amorphous solids there is a irregular shape. Then regarding the melting point, crystalline solids they have sharp and characteristic melting points, and in case of amorphous solids gradually they soften over a range of temperature. That means there is no sharp melting point. Then cleavage property. When cut, the they split into pieces with plain and smooth surfaces. In crystalline solids, when we cut, they split into pieces with plain and smooth surfaces. But in case of amorphous solids, when they are cut, they split into pieces with irregular surfaces. Then regarding the heat of fusion, in case of crystalline solids, they have the definite and characteristic heat of fusion, and in case of amorphous solids, they do not have a definite heat of fusion. Then anisotropic. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. That means the uh, anisotropic property means conductivity. Then electrical conductivity, it changes depending on the direction of the atoms present in the crystal, and amorphous solids, they are isotropic in nature. We will see the next, that is the nature. Here crystalline solids are true solids and amorphous solids are pseudo solids. Then order in arrangement of constituent particles. Here long range order we can observe in case of crystalline solids, but in case of amorphous solids only short range order is there, and due to the short range the amorphous solids, they do not have the definite shape. Okay, then here the space lattice or crystal lattice and unit cell. Here the in space lattice or simply lattice or crystal lattice means the arrangement of atoms in a repetitive three-dimensional pattern in a long range order give rise to a crystal structure, and such a crystal structure is called as space lattice. Okay, the space lattice or crystal lattice or simply lattice, it is the arrangement of fundamental units of the crystal in a repetitive three-dimensional pattern in a long-range order. It is termed as space lattice or crystal lattice or crystal structure. The properties of solids depends upon crystal structure and bonding force. An imaginary network of lines with atoms at an intersection of lines representing the arrangement of atoms is called a space lattice. Here, space lattice, an imaginary network of lines with atoms at intersection of lines representing the arrangement of atoms is called space lattice. Then suppose this is a cube. Okay, this is a cube and here is one atom, here is one atom or ion. Suppose we consider this is a cube and we have here some atoms. Then the position occupied by atom in a crystal structure, it is called as lattice site or lattice point. Here the actual position occupied by a fundamental unit of the crystal, it is called as lattice point. Okay, and remember the lattice point, it does not explain the size of the particle or size of the atom. It simply explains us the position. Okay, and these are called as lattice sites. Then the unit cell. Unit cell is that block of atom which repeats itself to form a space lattice, or space lattice is a extension of unit cell in three dimension. Then the materials arranged in a short range order is called amorphous materials. Okay, I repeat here, what is the space lattice? Space lattice, it is the atoms arranged in a repetitive three-dimensional pattern, or it is an imaginary network of lines with atoms at intersection of lines representing the arrangement of atoms is called as space lattice, and the positions occupied by the atoms or ions, it is called as lattice point. Okay, it is called as lattice point, and the unit cell, it is the a repetition of atoms in a three dimensions. It forms the crystal structure. Okay, the unit cell is a very small unit of the crystal structure. It retains the original properties of the crystal structure. Smallest unit of the space lattice, crystal lattice, it regains all the properties of the crystal structure. Or the another definition of unit cell, when we expand the unit cell in three dimensions, it forms the space lattice. In short, the expansion of unit cell in a three dimension, it produces a space lattice. Okay, so here this is the crystal lattice. Okay, here these are the atoms. They are placed in this crystal in a systematic regular way. Okay, these points, they are called as lattice points, and this is the crystal structure, the three-dimensional array, okay, of the lattice points. It is called as crystal lattice, regular three-dimensional arrangement of points in a space. It is called as crystal lattice. Then an array of points representing the arrangement of particles in three-dimensional spaces is called as crystal lattice. Okay, this is the crystal lattice. Then the unit cell. Here, the smallest repeating unit in a crystal is a unit cell. Here, the unit cell is the smallest unit in which all the symmetry of the entire crystal is remained as it is. And these are the some unit cells of hexagonal, tetragonal, trigonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, triclinic structures. Okay. Then the crystal lattices are of three types. Here, one dimensional, two dimensional, and three dimensional. Then the lattice systems is generally defined as a set of lattices with the same shape according to relative lengths of the cell edges. That means we have the seven basic crystal systems, and we will see this later on. Thank you for your patient listening. Hello.